Good morning. I think it's a nice way to gauge your progress when you're working on your own personal comic book. When you wake up and making a comic book is the perfect excuse not to clean the house. So this is day 47. Just had breakfast. The winds are raging outside. It's a beautiful day, but it's freezing cold with this wind. I don't know where it came from. Something to do with air pressure. But I am continuing where I left off late last night on page 17. So let me just they are continuing their little ball game. So I've got opposing teams, and so I figured the first thing I do is I'm going to write down all the names because I need to pinpoint exactly who's who. And I think this might actually be a good page to put down little captions or like boxes with their names in it, because there are so many characters. I don't think that would hurt. But I also, once again, noticed just how many characters I've created, that I have a clear part to play as this ball game evolved over these past couple of days, going from rough pencils to inks and like adding dialogue, and like it just kind of came about because originally they were just, being sneaky and moving one thing past the taskmaster to another. And I'm quite fond of these little background characters that I just drew in there, and I'm gonna keep them around, so they deserve a name. And so I fell into the trap of there's quite a few characters who have Hungarian names. I used to work with a lot of Hungarians in one particular restaurant in London, close to Covent Garden. And I was quite fond of their names, just like, But I only know so many of them. So I thought I need to mix it up a little bit. So I added Hungarian food for names. But then I also thought, like, well, maybe these names are a little too, like, this is quite a diverse bunch of people, kids. So, I should just mix it up a little bit. So I threw in some pretty standard names, and then I thought, like, well, maybe some of them can have nicknames that are kind of in relation to their job or their character. So I came up with one called Super Sorter because he sorts really fast, and another one which is like the little crazy kid with the crazy hairdo from Super Sorter, because they're like a father son or big brother younger brother relation, that's how I see them. So his name is going to be Bert Buzz. And then the next guy is just Michael, because, Michael. So, naming, it's important. Now, to get it across exactly what this game is about on this page, let's continue. Welcome back. It has been 1 hour and a half of working on page 17 on day 47. And I may have been a little bit distracted, and then I got into rereading the previous 16 pages and just finding a lot of spelling mistakes, and I'm also very concerned with some of the, this is rough dialogue, so I just write down, I try and be quick about it, but going over it, I'm like, these sentences are too long. They'll never fit in a balloon. So I'm trying to come up with shorter versions already, which is really just my way of warming up and getting into the swing of things, which is why in an hour and a half I only have the dialogue for one page, or maybe that's super fast, I don't know, because it feels like penciling, in the sense that sometimes you do rough pencils for a page, and you try and come up with the layout and everything, and it just seems to take forever, because it's really intense, like moving figures around and like trying to imagine it all as your, and then in the end you end up with this sketch where when you just look at the sketch, you're like, you spent how long making that little rough sketch. And that's kind of how this feels. So I spent quite some time only for like this much text. But the characters are named because how else are you going to know their names unless I put them in a little box, which I'm trying to avoid. The more rules of the game are actually explained, as are their tactics and what is at stake. And that is all in one page. So I managed to fit it in. And there's really only 3 giant panels on this page. So well done me. So on to the next page, or maybe get started on the mopping the floor. And we're back. Hope you enjoy this little update from this morning. It is now actually the evenings, and I've pretty much made it all the way through all my household chores, and I got about 3 hours of work done on the comic book. Massive bus. So the work I've managed to get done is from page 17 this morning all the way to page 23. So there was a lot of tweaking I did on previous pages. Like I kept just iterating and going over it. And then I just managed to get, so that's like 1, 2, 3. So that's pretty much 6 pages today. Oh, the alarm just went off. I think that means my pizza is almost ready. Not quite, judging by the looks of it. Might have to add another layer of cheese. So back to the comic book. I think at the rate I'm going right now, it is now Saturday, Easter. That means tomorrow I'll finish up the last couple of pages, but then I'm also gonna make a move trying to just, I mean, I won't be able to print it right now because everything is closed, but I'm just gonna go right ahead and just head back into Photoshop with the text I now have and see if I can fit it into these balloons, or if I need to increase the balloons in size just to see. You know, with an actual comic book by my side and my Cintiq, I can just, you know, set the like to 100% of an actual comic book, so I can get a good idea of the size of the text. And we'll just wing it for now and see how far I can go, because I think I've got quite a nice little list of people who are willing to give feedback on the story I have so far. If you're interested in having a go reading, let me know. I'll be posting it online somewhere. I thought it was going to be Patreon, but I kind of paused my Patreon. I'm not quite sure if Patreon is the right fit for me. I had a lot of fun that first 2 months while I was on there. But I think for right now, I think I'm just, because I'm so occupied with the 100 days of making comics, I'm just going to do everything right here. I don't have time to do a lot of behind the scenes stuff. And, you know, with the tiny audience that I've gathered over the years, I don't feel like I should really, I'm at a position where I should really wall things off right now. So, that being said, let's get back to the pizza. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hope you're doing well. Let me know if you're interested in having a read. And because if I don't have your name already on my little list, then I can add it. So just leave a comment down below. Catch you guys tomorrow.